USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
At ease. I called you platoon leaders here because I need your full cooperation. I've just been informed that a very close friend of mine will be coming out from Washington at the end of this week on official business. And, well, considering how many years we served together in the same outfit before he went civilian, I'd like your suggestions as to how to make his welcome an extra special one.
Well, sir, I think
Colonel, I think the first thing we ought to do is to paint the huts top to bottom right down the company line. It would smarten up the area considerably, and since it's one of our coming projects, why not do it right now?
Yes, an excellent idea, Hacker.
Well, sir, I think...
Another thing, sir, knowing how the colonel probably has a big inspection in mind, I think we ought to paint the inside of each and every barracks. Get them looking real sharp.
Good, Hacker. Very good.
I think maybe we ought
Another thing, sir, last but not least, I suggest that we GI all the floors with steel wool. Get them nice and white, just like they was new.
Another good idea, Hacker. You're right on the ball. Sergeant Carter, you wanted to add something?
Not anymore, sir.
Well, then, tomorrow morning, I'll expect each of you men to take Sergeant Hacker's suggestions to heart and start getting your respective areas in tip-top shape. Is that clear?
Aye,
Aye, sir.
Good. That'll be all. Dismissed.
You really know how to butter the brass, don't you, Hacker?
What are you talking about, Vince?
You know darn well what I'm talking about. Flapping your jaw in there like there was nobody else around. Why don't you let somebody else get a word in?
Now, can I help it if I think fast on my feet and you're slow?
You was hogging the floor is all, just hogging it.
Oh, there was one other thing. Do either of you have any ideas in the way of some sort of welcoming sign? Nothing elaborate.
Well, I was
We can
thinking...
build a wooden framework in the shape of an archway and decorate it, sir.
Yes, maybe so. Very good, Hacker. Very good.
You see, Vince, you're just slow, that's all. You don't think fast on your feet.
All right, you see them buckets of paint? Now I want you to get busy and paint them barracks as fast as your little hands will go. And I want it looking good, too. Any questions?
Sergeant?
I might have known. Let me guess, Pyle. You don't know which end of the brush to use, right?
No, Sergeant.
You don't like the color. It's too drab. Or maybe you had in mind wallpaper.
No, Sergeant, I like it just fine. I just wondered if this is a special kind of paint that dries fast.
Huh?
On account if it's not, it's going to streak something awful.
Pyle, what are you talking about? How's it going to streak?
From the rain, Sergeant, from the rain.
Rain? From what rain?
Oh, it's going to rain today, Sergeant. It's going to rain like everything.
From where? The sun? It's going to rain from the sun?
Well, all I know, Sergeant, is it's going to rain. You can take my word for it.
Oh, really, Pyle? You're positive, huh?
Yes, sir. But I can check it again. May I?
Oh, yes. Maybe you ought to do that.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Yep, it's gonna rain.
What was that?
That's how I tell if it's gonna rain.
What are you, some kind of nut?
Sergeant, you see
Okay, knock it off. Now that we've had our little laugh for today, we got some work to do. Let's get with it.
Okay, you guys, grab a bucket and a brush and let's go on the double. Come on.
Move. Let's go.
I sure hope it don't streak too badly, Sergeant.
Pyle, I'm warning you. If you don't get busy and grab a brush.
Yes, sir. If that's what you want, that's just what I'll do. Even if it is gonna rain.
He's putting me on. That's what he's doing. He's putting me on.
Sure is weird.
How do you think he is with earthquakes? You think he can do floods or volcanoes? What was that?
It sounded like thunder.
You sure? You sure there isn't artillery practice today?
No, it sounded like... Vince, it's raining.
Get him inside! All right, you guys inside! Come on, let's go! Boom! Everybody inside!
I told you, Sergeant. I told you. Didn't I tell you it was gonna rain?
Get inside! Come on, move! Hey, Vince! What What do you want, Hacker?
You mean to tell me you were gonna paint outside today? Didn't you know it was gonna rain?
No, I didn't, okay?
I thought you'd be smart enough to have your guys working inside. That's where my men are, inside. I tell you what, though, all you gotta do is keep repeating, rain, rain, go away. Come again some other day.
All right, let's get this outdoor plane over to Supply and get the indoor stuff. Well, come on, let's move, 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 move. Come on, let's go. Move it, move it, move it. Move it, move it, move it. I know, you told me, you told me. Out! All right. Now, thanks to Supply being closed for inventory, we lost a little ground to the other platoons yesterday. But we're gonna make up for it today. We're gonna make up for it in spades. Now, you may have noticed that Sergeant Hacker and the others have their boys painting outside. But not us. We're gonna be working inside today.
You think we're gonna get more rain, huh, Sarge?
I don't think, Slater. I know. I got the official U.S. weather forecast hot off the teletype at headquarters.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
Later, Pyle.
But, Sergeant...
I said later, Pyle, like in 2 or 3 years, huh? Now, as I was saying before I was so stupidly interrupted, about the weather forecast. Cloudy with light drizzle in the morning, followed by heavy rains in the afternoon.
Wrong.
What was that, Pyle?
Nothing, Sergeant. Nothing at all.
No. Let's hear it, Pyle. Let's hear it from the nitwit corner.
Sergeant, it's gonna be nice and sunny today. Nice and sunny.
Pyle, I thought I read this forecast loud and clear.
Yes, I heard, and I hate to contradict you, Sergeant, but it's not gonna rain today. Fact is, it's gonna be as bright and sunshiny a day as a man could ask for.
Really?
I guess it's all right to paint inside if you want to, but I think it's a shame not to take advantage of such a nice and sunny day.
Listen, Pyle, just because you guessed right about the weather once, don't make you an expert. Now get busy and grab a brush, you hear me?
Yes, sir. I won't say another word. You won't hear another peep out of me.
Move it, move it, move it! And that goes for all of you. Come on, let's clear the decks. Fast and neat, fast and neat. All right, everybody works, everybody paints.
Yep, it's gonna be fair and clear today.
Wow, what a day.
Are you gonna start up now, too?
Hey, Vince. Don't tell me you got your bunch working inside on a beautiful day like this. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You lost some ground yesterday trying to paint outside in the rain. Well, now you hurry up and finish in there, Vincent, you hear?
At the risk of losing my head, Vince, it doesn't look much like it's gonna rain, does it? Just like Pyle said. Couldn't we get the guys outside?
No, we can't. I've already requisitioned the indoor paint for today. We can't get the outdoor stuff now. Besides, when you read the forecast for today, it says it's gonna rain, so I don't have to... Wait a minute. You hear that? It's thunder. It's thunder. It's not thunder?
We're having artillery practice today. Here it is, Vince. Today's official forecast, hot off the press.
Just what I was waiting for. Fair and clear. Yeah, now that's what I call a forecast.
You mean you still trust them after the way they fouled you up yesterday, huh?
Look, even the Weather Bureau can make a mistake once in a while, so they blew it yesterday. But they gotta be right today.
I have to admit, it's a beautiful day out.
Right, and we better take advantage of it, too, if we ever want to catch up. Now, here's what I want. I want every living, breathing body outside and painting by 0800 hours.
Right, Vince.
And no sick call. You hear? No sick call. I want everybody out, every last man.
Sergeant?
What do you want?
Well, I know it's none of my business, but I was just wondering where you're planning to paint today.
None of your business? Pyle, it's all of your business. All day it's gonna be all of your business. From 0800 to ad infinitum, if that's what it takes to get them barracks painted.
You mean you're gonna paint outside?
Bingo! Give that man a silver paintbrush. Look at this, Pyle. The official forecast. Fair and clear, a whole day of good weather.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know about that.
Oh, forgive me. I forgot you got that voodoo business going for you where you can tell the weather. What do you think it's gonna do? Snow?
Well, no, Sergeant.
Oh. Maybe it's gonna sleet. Is that it? It's gonna sleet?
Well, not that neither.
Let's see. What did I leave out? Cyclone, tornado, hurricane? I got it. Monsoon. It's going to monsoon.
No, Sergeant, none of those. You did leave out one, though.
Yeah? Which one?
Hail. It's gonna hail like the very dickens.
Hail? Pyle, is that what you said?
That's right, hail.
Okay, Pyle. What's the gag?
There's no gag, Sergeant. It's just that weather report of yours is wrong, wrong, wrong. It's gonna hail.
10 hut!
As you were. Just making the rounds to see how we're progressing, that's all.
Fine, sir, fine.
I notice your area seems a little behind the others, Sergeant. Any reason?
Oh, well, we got a little held up by the weather the other day, sir, but since it's clear today, we're hitting the outside.
Good, good.
At least that's what the weather forecast says. Let's just hope it doesn't hail. Yes, sir. Private Pyle here was just telling me that he has some other ideas about what the weather's gonna do today. Pyle, maybe you'd like to tell the Colonel your own private forecast, huh?
Well, sir, the fact is, it's not gonna be fair today.
No. What is it going to be?
Well, sir, it's gonna hail.
Hail.
That's right, hail.
Well, that's a pretty extraordinary prediction, Private. How did you ever arrive at that?
Well, sir, I just have this sure way of knowing when it's gonna...
What was that?
I don't know, sir. Maybe somebody's throwing stones.
Look, Sergeant, it's hailing. Hail, like I said. Of course, they're not very big. You should see the hail we get back home, Sergeant. Big as eggs, some of them, big as eggs. Not that these ain't just as pretty to look at. Oh, it's a sight. Just like a whole sky full of pure white marble, huh, Sergeant?
Boy, talk about freakish things.
What, Pyle or the hail?
Both.
Yeah. A guy says it's gonna rain and it rains, that's one thing. But when a guy says it's gonna hail, that's forecasting.
Well, what do you think it is? You think he's got a sixth sense?
Oh, he hasn't got any sense. Well, don't you see? Pyle is a country boy. And like all country boys, he can tell the weather. He can't do much else, but he can tell the weather.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Too bad I didn't become a believer sooner.
Huh?
If I'd have listened to him a few days ago, I could be ahead of the game and a little bit of a hero with the Colonel.
Yeah?
Yeah. And he wouldn't be coming around here asking me why my area is behind the others. I'd be ahead of the others. And why? Because I would have known where to paint because of Pyle.
You mean now you'll listen?
Oh, I'll listen. A man says it's gonna hail, and it hails. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna take care of that man because he could be valuable. Pyle?
Oh, hey, Sergeant.
Pyle, are you coming down with something?
I don't know, Sergeant. I hope not.
When did you start the sneezing?
Well, it just started last night. It came on kind of sudden-like.
Look, Pyle, maybe you better get over to sick bay and have him take a look at you.
Oh, it's nothing, Sergeant. It's probably just a...
Go on, get on over there. They can maybe kill it before it gets any worse.
Really, Sergeant, it's not necessary. It's just that...
Pyle, get over to sick bay now. That's an order.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, I gotta keep in good shape. After all, I don't want nothing to happen to my prize weather forecaster.
Sergeant Carter?
Yeah?
Orders from the Colonel, Sergeant. He wants to see all platoon leaders in his office right away. I think it's about a change of plans for the outdoor reception tomorrow, now that the revised weather forecast calls for rain.
More rain tomorrow?
All day, according to the reports.
What report?
The U.S. official weather forecasts.
Hey, Sergeant.
Oh, that forecast. Okay, thanks a lot, Corporal. I'll be right over.
I went over to sick bay like you suggested, and guess what?
Listen, I'm glad you're back, Pyle, but you gotta tell me something.
About what happened at sick bay?
No,
Well,
I got something very important to ask you. Listen, what's it gonna do tomorrow?
Huh?
Is it gonna rain or what?
Well, to tell you the truth, Sergeant, I hadn't even taken a reading yet.
Oh, well, take a reading, Pyle. Go on, take a reading. Hey, you got enough room? Give him some room, boy. Go on, take a reading.
Okay, Sergeant.
Is this floor okay, Pyle, huh? Can you do it on this floor?
Oh, sure, floors don't matter.
Oh, good, good. Well, go ahead, Pyle, take a reading. Shh, hold it down, boy. Just take your time, Pyle, take your time. Well, what?
It's gonna be fair and clear tomorrow.
Now, are you sure, Pyle? You're absolutely sure?
Yes, Sergeant.
Do it again.
Huh?
Just to make sure, you know.
Well, okay, if you like. Fair weather will prevail tomorrow.
You sure, Pyle? You really sure think, Pyle?
Well, yes, Sergeant, you can count on it, just like the hail.
That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks a million, Pyle.
Don't you want to hear what happened over at sick bay? I mean, with the sneezing and all?
Huh? Oh, yeah, later. I gotta get over to the colonel's office right now. I'll see you later, Pyle.
What's all the excitement?
What's all the excitement? Them forecasts have been in and out all week, but Pyle's forecasts have been right all week.
Yeah?
Also, I've been losing ground with the colonel all week. But if I can assure him that he can go ahead and hold his outdoor reception as scheduled, I will suddenly pick up a few points with the colonel, huh? Right? I mean, anybody can suggest painting the barracks, but when you can tell the colonel what he can count on in the way of weather, that's suggesting.
I'd say so. Good luck, Vince.
Hey, I wonder how he does that anyway. Sorry, I'm late, sir.
At ease. I was just telling the others that with this forecast for rain tomorrow, it looks like our original plans will have to be changed and the reception for Mr. Nuxley moved indoors.
Oh, well, sir, if we're going to have to hold the reception indoors, may I suggest that we hold the welcoming ceremony inside the company mess hall?
That is a possibility, isn't it?
Yes, you see, that way, sir, we can move all the tables back and line up all the platoons on either side of the doorway leading up to the steam table, which we could decorate with bunting and everything.
Yes. How do the rest of you feel about that?
Excuse me, Colonel, Sergeant Hacker, but isn't that a lot of wasted effort to go to all that trouble?
What trouble, Sergeant?
I mean, why bother to move everything inside when it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow, sir?
Sergeant Carter, you weren't here when I read this revised forecast for rain.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard about that, sir, but I have it from a very good authority that it's going to be fair tomorrow all day.
What do you mean, Sergeant?
Sir, you remember that private that predicted the hailstorm the other day, Pyle?
Yes.
Well, sir, the same private has made a prediction for tomorrow. It's going to be fair and clear. 3 times in a row, he's predicted right when the Weather Bureau was wrong.
Still, that's the official forecast.
3 times, sir, 3 times. And predicting that hailstorm. The colonel was there when he did it.
That was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
Well, let's face it, sir. What kind of reception can you have in the mess hall compared to outside?
Not very exciting, I'll grant you. Maybe it's worth a gamble at that.
Yes, sir. I certainly think so, sir. That's pretty good suggesting, isn't it, sir?
Fine, Sergeant. All right, we'll hold the reception outdoors as planned.
But, Colonel, sir, we...
No. Sergeant Carter's made a good point. Weather Bureau certainly hasn't established itself as the last word in accuracy this past week, so we'll go ahead with the outdoor reception as planned. Dismissed.
Hey, Vince.
Good meeting for a change, huh, Hacker? Short and to the point.
Boy, you're sure going out on a limb, ain't you, Vince?
I got ways of predicting the weather, Hacker, and accurately.
What are you talking about? Huh?
Just thinking fast on my feet, Hacker. That's all. Beautiful day, ain't it, Hacker? Right, Pyle? Beautiful all day?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. You don't have a thing to worry about. Everything's gonna be just perfect, just like I predicted.
Good. That's good, Pyle. Just what I want to hear. Nice day, huh, sir?
I never would have believed it.
Oh, believe me, sir, I never would have chanced it if I wasn't sure. Not for such a big day as this.
Getting a little windy, isn't it?
A little, sir, but at least wind ain't the same thing as rain. And that's what's important, ain't it, sir?
I guess you're right.
Oh, look, sir. Your guest of honor, right on time.
Oh, yes, that's him, all right. All right, Sergeant. Back to your platoon.
Yes, sir.
How about this wind, huh, Vince?
Well, at least it ain't raining, is it?
Platoon! Head! Hut! Platoon! Head! Hut!
Permission to come aboard, Ed? Good to see you, Clint. Welcome to Camp Henderson. really came prepared, Clint. You're expecting a rainstorm?
Well, you know me and my shoulder, Ed. It's been stiff all morning, and if that doesn't mean rain, nothing does.
Go on. I just happen to have a man in my outfit who correctly predicted hail yesterday, and he says it's going to be clear as a bell all day.
I'm sorry to contradict you, Ed, but take it from me, it's gonna rain.
Bet your cigar it doesn't.
Done. Your man against my shoulder, huh?
Come on. We've got a full day ahead of us, and there's some people here I'd like you to meet. Clint, this is Major and Linda Townsend. Clint Nuxley.
Like I said, Ed, nobody messes with my shoulder.
Thanks, Sergeant. That was a great suggestion.
Pyle, you did say it wasn't going to rain today, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I sure did. And I just don't know what went wrong.
I mean, you did say it was going to be fair and clear.
Yes, sir. But now that you mention it, that was after I came back from sick bay. You remember you sent me over there 'cause I was sneezing?
Yeah.
Well, the doctor said the sneezing was on account I was allergic to the paint. And then I had him look at my foot.
Your foot? What about your foot?
Well, I was just thinking, you remember how I stamped my foot once and twice like this? Oh, I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Forget it, Pyle, forget it. What about your foot?
I didn't want to say anything 'cause I wasn't sure. But it just didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same at all after the doctor removed the corn.
What corn, Pyle? What corn?
The one that was bothering me. You see, it was on my weather foot. And, well, when it was going to rain, it used to just hurt like the very dickens. I'll be able to march better than ever now. Look at that. Even if I can't tell the weather, just look at that, Sergeant.
All right, face platoon, fall out on the double. Come on, you meatheads. We got a lot of work to do. Come on, let's go. Move it. Wait a minute. What's this? What's with the raincoats? You know the orders of the day? You're supposed to be falling out in utilities.
We know, Sarge, but Gomer said we'd be smart to take our raincoats.
Oh, he did he? Okay, Pyle, let's have it. This is a rib. You're trying to see how far you can push me. Is that it?
Oh, no, Sergeant, you know I wouldn't.
Pyle, I did not now, nor have I ever said anything about breaking out raincoats today. That means if you men value your lives, you got exactly 30 seconds to get out of them. 30 seconds.
Even if it's gonna rain?
Rain?
Yes, sir, and all day, too. You see?
Forget it, Pyle. I'm not interested. Without that corn of yours, you're back to normal. Dumb, stupid, and thick-headed normal. So help me, if you so much as make one more...
You see, Sergeant, you see?
Pyle, don't you know the difference between thunder and artillery practice? You've been out on maneuvers. You've been out in the field. You've been... I thought... How, Pyle?
That's what I've been trying to tell you, Sergeant. I heard a report on the radio not 5 minutes ago. The official forecast calls for rain. Rain all day long. Isn't that something, Sergeant? The Weather Bureau finally got a prediction right. How about that?